Hey cats and kittens, it's Ed Spreadsheet Bud here. I recently asked the viewers via a poll on the community section of the site for their choice race shoes. Which are the ones that they opt for the popular race distances. Lots and lots to cover here, so roll the thing. Welcome to the channel, guys. If you're new here and you haven't done so yet, hit that subscribe button and also click the bell below for notifications when we roll out those new videos for you. And it really helps the channel out too if you give this video a thumbs up, like, and also share it with your running buddies. Mucho gracias. Lots to get through today. I asked the viewers as to what their choice race shoes were for each of the popular distances: 5k, 10k, the half marathon, and the full 26.2 miles. I also asked about ultras, but only a few people have done those, so we didn't really have enough results to pull anything together. We'll kick off with the 5k race shoes first. So I had about 75 votes in total for the 5k race shoes, and 4 shoes came to the fore. Notable mentions first though to the Asics Meta Racer, that just missed out on the top 3, and the SL20 as well. Quite a few people voted for that one for the 5k. I think the Endorphin Speed version 1 as well just missed out on the top 3. So well done to you guys, but it didn't quite make it. So in joint third place is the Tempo Next Percent from Nike. I really enjoyed that shoe. All the miles I ran in it just felt good. A very fast shoe, quite aggressive. A bit like a cross between a Greyhound and a Rottweiler. Also in there is the Metaspeed Sky. Really enjoyed running my 5k the other day, in fact, in the Metaspeed Sky. So maybe there's something in that. I think we had about 5 votes each for those. So in total, about 12% of all the votes went towards those 2 shoes. In position 2, it was the Endorphin Pro version 1. I was quite surprised to see this one here for the 5k at second position. 9.3% of all of the votes for the 5k shoes went for the Endorphin Pro 1. A good tenth of the viewers' selections there. I was really surprised to see that one right up there. Maybe the rigidity perhaps and the lightweight nature of the shoe got it to that position. No surprises for getting what was in first position. Absolutely no surprise there, was there? A whopping 21.3% of all the votes for the 5k shoes went for the Next Percent 2 from Nike. It's a fifth of all votes. That's crazy, isn't it? Total domination. There were 29 shoes that appeared in total across all of the votes for the 5k, but this one had the highest number. Easily the most popular for the 5k distance. Moving up to 10k now. So 26 different shoes appeared for the 10k results. Moving on from the 5k, we had only slightly less responses for the 10k shoe. The top 3 positions though took up 42.5% of the votes. It's the same top 3 as in the 5k, minus the Tempo Next Percent. That Metaspeed Sky had 6.8% of all the votes for the 10k, and the Endorphin Pro just missing out on top spot with 8.2%. No match for the Next Percent 2 though, with a huge 27.4% of all the votes going for the Vaporfly. Clearly the people picking up the Next Percent are using it for pretty much all of their racing, even those shorter 5 and 10k distances as well. In fact, the Next Percent 2 scored as much as all of the other 8 shoes below it combined. It's the largest margin of victory in any of the popular race distances on the poll. I knew it was going to be a favourite and it was going to be right up there, but I didn't realise just how far ahead it would be for 10k. It's certainly been the king, hasn't it, of recent time, and it is for the viewers out there of the channel. Just an interlude here with a few stats. There was only 2 votes across the whole thing, across the whole poll, for the Prime X from ADIDAS, and 2 votes for the Puma Deviate Nitro Elite as well, probably because you just can't get hold of the shoe. Maybe the only person that voted for this one actually had a pair. Everyone else just is unable to find one. More coming in April 2022 though. Yeah, that's good news, isn't it? I think there's only 1 vote as well for a Hoka shoe, the Carbon X. And that was it. A big thanks to all the people that did vote. Let's get to the half marathon shoe now. And it's a much closer affair this time around. If we combine together the percentages for the top 3 shoes we get about 51.4. So there's 3 main contenders here. Bit of a photo finish, in fact. Honourable mentions go out to the Endorphin Speed version 1 and the original version of the Next Percent as well. I think those had 8.3% and 6.9% of the vote respectively. So in third place, with 10 votes out of the 72 votes counted, or 13.8% total, is the ADIDAS ADI0 Adios Pro 2. I love this shoe for its fabulous fit and the rubber resilience. Hope to get out and do a bit more half marathon racing in this one soon, although there's not that many half marathon races on at the moment. It's all 10Ks and 5Ks. Why don't people like racing in the winter? I love it. Heart rate's always lower. I just seem to have more fun. I like the wind and the rain and the dreariness of it. In second place, we have the Alphafly Next Percent, a shoe that was heavily discounted recently. I saw lots of people picking up pairs of these. This had 16.6% of the vote from the viewers as their favoured half marathon shoe. Clearly liked by the viewers for the 13.1 mile or 22.1 kilometre fight to the finish line. On top again, we have the Next Percent 2 from Nike. This time though, it's a lot closer. 20.1% of all votes for the half marathon shoe went for this one. So only marginally ahead of the Adidas ADI0 Pro 2 and the Alphafly as well. So yeah, as the distance is going up, things start to change. Not entirely what I expected to see that. I thought we'd have this kind of correlation for the marathon, in fact. I have given these a bit of a clean. I did utilise them for today's session in the mud and the grime and the sludge, and they looked pretty terrible, so I did give them a bit of a wash, and it's brought back the sparkle. Last but by no means least is the marathon distance. The 26.2 mile distance demands a slightly more tailored selection in terms of fit and features. What's going to come out on top this time? Slightly lower number of votes this time round. I think we had a drop of about 20 votes in terms of the marathon distance. Perhaps not so many people undertaking that one. Honourable mentions this time go to the Metaspeed Sky and the Endorphin Speed 1 as well. That one keeps cropping up. Those both had 7.1% of the votes each. Incidentally, this part of the poll had the smallest selection of shoes over all the popular distances. So in third place, with 10.7% of the votes, is the Adidas ADI0 Adios Pro. This pretty much came up as the most popular Adidas model across all of the distances, but no match for positions 2 and 1. In fact, almost 50% of the votes in the marathon distance went to Nike shoes. Yep, that's right, 50%. In second place then, with 19.6% of the votes, is the Vaporfly Next Percent 2. In fact, this had 22% of all of the votes counted across all distances. So getting on for over a fifth, getting towards a quarter of all votes went for this shoe. Before we get to the top marathon shoe voted by you, the viewers, are you surprised by the results here? From the 5K, the 10K, the half marathon, has it really bowled you over? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. Now, I was really surprised by this one. I didn't think this shoe would come out on top. The top and most used marathon shoe voted by you, the viewers, on the poll was the Alphafly Next Percent. 28.6% of all the votes recorded were for this shoe. I was really astounded. Only 12% though of total votes for all of the distances went for the Alphafly. So that goes to show people do think that this is the marathon special shoe. Really does confirm that status that it's for the marathon distance and probably not for anything else. So there you go. This is the top choice from the viewers for the marathon. Extra cushion, maybe a little bit of assistiveness there with the AirPods. Not the lightest though, by any stretch. Really surprised there not to see Asics a little higher. Saucony and Adidas pretty much had the same number of votes, but Nike were well on top. Easy. So a few surprises there, a few things that I thought would probably come in. Next Percent 2 is a big seller, but glad to see that the Adios Pro 2 was in there as well. And I'm sure we'll see some more Puma action when we do the same thing in 2022. Hope you've enjoyed this one, guys. It took a long time to put together. If you did vote, I thank you. More Christmas musical interludes for you. I've been listening to A Jolly Christmas from Frank Sinatra from back in 1957. Some beautiful production here. Lovely airy sort of soundscape. The orchestra are in fine form. And there's some wonderful backing vocals as well. Almost Ghost-like. I'll Be Home for Christmas has a particularly sentimental and believable delivery, and Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas as well. Sinatra almost turns it into a lullaby. His version of Silent Night as well is just perfect for Christmas Eve. I can imagine just staring out the window, looking at the peace, the quiet, the still, and just sort of wishing that people could be a little bit better towards each other. A classic, legendary recording here, guys. A Jolly Christmas with Frank Sinatra, back from 1957. Thanks for sticking with me to the end of today's video, guys. It's always appreciated. Help the channel out by picking up some EDDBUD running shoe reviews merchandise from the links below. If you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button, but also click the bell below for notifications when I roll out those new videos for you. And it really does help us out too if you give this video a thumbs up like and share the video with your running buddies. My name's EDDBUD, and I'll be seeing you